I'm not feeling sick yet, but I'm going to get there if I don't get food and stretch. So I'm going to go do that while I put on this nice, soothing Evan video. And you guys are going to behave while I'm gone. Good luck. Thank you. I absolutely need it.
This was shot in front of a live studio audience at twitch.tv/Sweatcicle.
King's Fall was that good of a raid, then what could possibly top it? What could possibly take everything that made Destiny raids special and add on to the formula? What could master the recipe of Destiny raids while also satisfying the Destiny community's craving for a new experience? New atmosphere, new loot, new encounter design, something completely fresh? Let me introduce you to the raid that did it all. The masterpiece of Destiny. The raid that perfected Destiny. Wrath of the Machine. Day 1 at around 385 plus on average light level, with most other teams going in at about around 365 to 380. The raid kicked off just 3 days after the Rise of Iron expansion, just like how King's Fall did the year before. But players were ready for this one and understood infusion and leveling process better. Especially since Bungie made infusing weapons not on a calculator anymore, but a 1-to-1 infusion, so players could take one item at, let's say, level 365 and infuse that straight into an item at level 385. Alright, so now that the leveling was done in the 2 days before the raid, let's get into the raid itself. Wrath of the Machine on day 1.
Yeah, it's 370. Oh,
I told you guys 360 was the minimum.
well, you're
No!
you're gonna have a hard time, Reb.
We can't have 6 people in Wretched Eye?
There it is. It just now popped up for me. It's 370 light, by the way, boys.
370, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, dude, for the default ship, dude.
All right, let's go.
Go.
Get it, boys. Have fun.
That's my brother.
Importantly.
The first encounter is traditional as traditional gets to all of these Destiny 1 raids and puts players in a space they were familiar with. That giant server-like entrance, Foundry 113. This is another open area type place like the Court of Oryx, the Hellmouth, and the Vault of Glass's entrance. But Vault of Glass is still the only one where players at random could help out, so it's still unique to that raid. In this encounter, many pits of sparks are spread throughout with 3 stations in a triangular arena to dunk the spark into. The goal was to grab 4 voltage and dunk it into these stations spread throughout.
Oh, so you just have to pick them up?
Oh, there's a boss. Let's go, boys!
Shoot him? Immune.
The only thing that was truly going to stand in your way here was the voltage eaters, which were large yellow bar shanks. If you let them get to a station, they ate all the voltage and you had to start all over. Once all the voltage was eventually dunked for a max charge, players could break Vossic's shield with orbs, and once down, this boss was free to kill.
I have another tether?
I have another gold. I'm about to have another
Tyler?
gold.
We can kill him right now. We can get it right now. Keep going.
Again.
Yes. Okay. One more.
Oh, that's fine. We made it.
We beat it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh no, he's still out.
Oh, he's still up there.
It's fine.
I'll revive him.
Good damage. Pop another tether. There it is. On the way. New mission, Wrath of the Machine. He teleported.
Alright.
It's opening. Get top. He just killed me somehow.
I'm waiting on you. I got you. Up. Alright,
Go up top. There's like a platform you gotta run up.
Yeah, Gazalian passed this yet?
There's these pipes you gotta climb up.
Except, he's not dead. Instead, you're just getting started, and Vossic left the arena to fight another day. You'll notice something with these teams racing though, and that is that some teams are getting communication for what other teams are doing. You gotta understand, this is the fun for teams racing. It is a race after all, so knowing intel from others going into encounters is extremely helpful. It's what landed Team Rare Drop World's First King's Fall with the knowledge that Oryx had a final stand. It's whatever you can do to help your team win, and if that means knowing some extra intel from someone in the voice channel, so be it. To my knowledge, Team Redeem was in control of the first part of the race heading into Vosik. They just had to get around the first sort of jumping puzzle with all these hanging obstacles, including the tanks and platforms. They were zooming through this though, and made it all the way to Vosik in only 11 total minutes.
Mission, we're about to drop in. Here we go.
Yep. All right, we're in.
Alright. I dip.
Alright, what do we do? Pop sense, pop sense. If you have
Already
them.
didn't.
If you
This is most
One
sick
big
VR
pop out
crazy.
all the way at the end.
So good. Alright, he's immune.
Vosik was and is still one of the coolest bosses in all of Destiny, with one of the best rooms to fit the encounter. Monitors everywhere in the room, ads dropping from 3 sides, different cycles based on how much health the boss had remaining of ads, doors on the left and right, boss pissed off to see you again. The mechanics were pretty straightforward here though. Divide the team into 3 sets of 2, take out the ads, and wait for balls to drop from the ceiling. Throw balls at the boss's shield, shoot a monitor when it pops up, and once the shield is down, fire away. The problem now?
Hide behind some.
Yeah. All right, that's a wipe. That's a wipe.
That's
We
fine.
know what to do. We know what to do.
Either we throw the balls at the same time or we place them somewhere.
They couldn't figure out how to stay alive after damaging the boss and thought it could have been so many different things. Was it a monitor around the room? Was it glowing Siva in the room? Was it to stay in the side doors? Actually, that's a pretty good idea.
Shoot that, shoot that, shoot that, shoot the lock, shoot the lock, shoot the lock, shoot the lock. Got it, let's go, boys.
Alright, get our runs, get our runs.
How did you do it?
You shoot the lock. You shoot the lock.
Okay, nice.
All right, you shoot the
Alright,
lock.
you guys focus on ads and then pick us up in 20, alright?
Once this mechanic was figured out, it was all but over for Vosik.
Throw it.
Hardcore deep, hardcore deep.
The nuke tether. Yep. All right.
Hardcore deep, hardcore deep. He's almost dead, he's almost dead.
There you go. He's on. He should teleport here.
All right. Yep.
Good job, guys.
We got him. We got him. Good job, guys. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Where's the exit?
I got the.
Where's the exit?
Can you guys tether? Can you guys tether?
I can tether.
Tether.
If he goes into that base, pick up those bombs and throw them at him.
We got it, we got it, we got it, we got it. Boys.
Okay, move.
Yep.
That's the critical. We killing him? Kill him. Kill him now.
Keep going. Keep going. Good job.
Good.
I love this fight for a number of reasons, but mostly because it fits what most of the raid will fit, and that is the hero moment. A hero moment in these raids are moments where your team can die, but you could still save the run. Plenty of mechanics, sure, but plenty of room for everyone to become better and better at them. Mechanics where you aren't so dragged down that if one person dies, it might as well be over. Vosik was cleared from the back of the room, but there's so many different ways to take him down, to the point where the one phase with shotguns is actually the fastest way to do it. Overall, one of my favorite boss fights in this game, and the aesthetic to match all of it. But let's focus back on the race. Now, only 28 minutes into the raid, Team Redeem was so far ahead of everyone, with most teams either getting stuck at Vosik or getting stuck with the door mechanic in Vosik. Redeem had to take advantage of this lead. The in-between section had some more platforms and hidden secrets, which we will touch on a bit later, but here's where it got crazy, and the frames dropped hard. The Siege Engine.
There's a hole over by the special box.
Yo, guys, there's a lot of cans over here. I'm about to blow them up.
Best encounter.
I triggered it, I think. I don't know.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
Alright,
I
boys.
just went up to the wall right now.
All right. We didn't go close enough. That's all. All right.
This encounter may be the most unique encounter Destiny raids have ever seen to this point, and for good reason. The encounter, which would tank your frames when you first walked in, had this giant Mad Max-like car and tons of devil splicers around the arena. The encounter had you shooting pieces of the tank off and having the engine slow down for a bit by, well, shooting at it and boarding it. Yeah, I'm not gonna question the logic of it, just go with it. Once you boarded the ride, it was all smooth
That was the part. Baboon!
No!
You got baboon.
Baboon. I'm gonna come in on a black screen.
Here was a pivotal moment in this world's first race. Maybe the moment that swung the race in Redeem's favor to this point. A disconnect. A baboon error which put Flesh Crunch behind the siege engine when he reconnected. Hold on to where Flesh Crunch is for a moment, while we focus on the rest of the team. So, after Flesh DC'd from the raid, everyone else pushed forward and started killing ads. Finding that the ads dropped parts on the ground, an engine block, a drive shaft, and the warhead. Once you powered through the ads, the slowing mines, the ships shooting at you, and the holes in the ground, there was two final obstacles in their way. The first, and the one that Flesh Crunch discovered after the disconnect, which was so vital in the run, a captain on the top of the ride that had to be killed in order to open up the ramps to climb onto the ship. This was so important because Flesh ended up behind him and was already on the ship while the rest of his team was grabbing parts, so he saw the captain almost immediately. The second challenge, where to put the parts on the ride. Redeem wiped twice here trying to find where to place the parts and discovered that the front left was for the drive shaft, the middle was for the warhead, and the back right was for the engine block. Once the siege engine was repaired, it was time to bask in the glory of it and run over all the remaining enemies and bust down another wall to victory.
There we go, boys.
There we go. Let's go. Let's go, boys. All right.
go.
That for rubber. I'll take
Good
it.
fucking teamwork.
So going back to that whole trailer thing, players actually knew that they had to jump off the siege engine at the end of this encounter because of the trailer. But damn, if this wasn't one of the coolest encounters overall, with a final send-off of the ship falling down into the water. Redeem was on to the next section in only 50 minutes, well ahead of everybody
It's so
else
ridiculous.
at the time. But the next encounter is where things would start to change. In the meantime, while we're getting to that next encounter, we must go through the mystery room, which for now had two different possibilities. Either a bunch of enemies to clear, or Randall, the perfected Vandal.
Randall the Who the fuck is this? Whoa.
What?
I don't remember seeing this guy.
What guy? Let me see him.
Let me see him. Look, bro.
It's Randall the Vandal.
No.
It's Randall the fucking Vandal.
Okay, I like this. I didn't get shit.
This was an extremely rare encounter to run into Randall, but if you did, just get ready to waste all your ammo. Really? Randall the Vandal is an Easter egg which we will definitely be getting into in a different video, but what a cool Easter egg to throw into this raid. Anyways, after clearing the room, the lights came on and you were to escape this giant Rasputin looking Siva room and down into the Alienware computer tower and onto the Dance Dance Revolution platforms and down into the next room. Axis Phase 1.
Stop it.
Right here. Oh, that's not
Keep your jump.
Yeah, that was just...
Care. Let's go. Perfection Complex. Who are you? Who the f do you think you are?
Oh, this is final boss, I think.
No, let's go.
Yo, this is one of the Iron Lords, boys.
It's one of the Iron Lords.
I just look around for stuff, so start looking around.
A dark and Siva-filled room was to be another true test for the teams racing here. The big struggle with this encounter was really the captains on the sides and knowing where to throw the charges. The room held the captain in the middle and one on each side, which would spawn Yellow Bard with a cannon in hand. Once you killed the captain of each element, it was all about finding your matching servitor and killing it with the Scorch Cannon. Once killed, they dropped a bomb, like the Vosic bombs, to throw. But you had to kill the charges on the side of this weird captain thing in the middle. The first time around it was 2 charges. The second round was 3 charges. And then the third, they just decided to hit you with 7 charges to take it out. Third round is where most teams would die, and especially on day 1 for the first time, since they were likely to not be coordinated with servitors, and they were likely to just not be coordinated to do multiple rounds of killing servitors. This is where Tier 1 really started catching up to Redeem after a long battle that Tier 1 suffered at the siege engine.
Thanks for the 2 months, Mason.
I got it. Anyone can get it. Anyone can get it.
We're fine, we're fine.
Hurry, holy shit.
Alright, we got it. Good.
Go up top, Yeah, up top. Up top.
Up top. Oh my god.
Oh my god, my stomach!
Oh, my balls!
I love it. I love it.
No, that was sick.
Redeem was able to clear Axis Phase 1 in about 27 minutes, with Tier 1 clearing it in about 40 minutes.
Right there. You see it right there?
Spartan,
right
thanks for the 15.
Yes. No, he didn't. He's dead.
We got it.
Yo, there's a pattern where the server spawned.
Good, guys. Great.
There's not one other thing spawned.
No, we don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm get all two. Oh no, he's already got it.
I got one.
Is that all of them?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, what next? Alright, something's happened. I can't do damage? Okay. Let's go, boys.
Let's go, baby!
However, the real meat of the difficulty in the raid was just getting started, as Tier 1 was catching up to Redeem, with the other teams not even close to these two.
Yeah, there's 100% electricity under it. I wonder.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben.
I don't know why I'm behind it, but I just am.
Nope.
Well, Gunny, just stay back there. If we cheese it, we cheese it.
It's a siege engine.
Hold on.
Gunny gonna be the hero, dude.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
There you go. Right there.
Where are we throwing?
I got mine.
We're good.
I got all three. Good. Yeah.
Okay. Good hit.
Nice.
He's
nice
weak.
job.
He's weak. Something else is happening. We're not.
Tier 1 prepped harder than any other team to be ready for this moment, and Redeem, coming off a loss from the last World's First Hunt, was hungry as ever for that first place belt. So here it begins. What a lot of people would call one of, if not the best designed raid encounter in all of Destiny, Axis Phase 2. The room was now empty and silent, with only a single victory chest in the middle. But one thing stood out. A red marker on the map. That captain thing in the middle was still alive. Meet Axis.
His body.
Stay in the middle.
Oh, yeah, he's spawning. New boss.
Should we just wipe? We're all dead.
Yeah, wipe.
Wipe. Hurry up.
Stop shooting, just wipe.
I'm popping at 3 quarters, dude.
Yeah, 3 to 4 ghost shells.
Alright, this is it, boys.
Can we go up there? Oh, I just shot his chest. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, back up, Vinny.
Everyone back up a bit. Alright.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Holy!
Oh, okay. We keep fighting.
Maybe.
Oh, shoot him.
Oh God! Why? Wait, we got. There's 2 dead still.
I just shot him.
Oh my God. Okay, we gotta get.
New mission.
I didn't get a shell.
Form of the machine. Defeat Axis.
Axis.
Well, his chest is glowing.
Oh, guys, back left.
Well, motherfucker, why?
Oh, he's.
Well, his chest is Axis Archon Prime.
Oh my God!
It's a spider tank. I hate spiders.
Is it what?
From Earthbound?
Oh my God! It is. It's Gygas.
This boss is a spider tank with a captain's body. Axis is, for all purposes, the most Siva-infused enemy in the game. Axis was the leader of the faction of Devil Splicers, which hoarded the most Siva, and the captain which was about to get sauced by every team racing. But who would win this final sprint? Let's quickly break down the encounter. Same as the encounter before to start with the captains and servitors, but the big change was now that Axis teleported around the arena, blasting you with a Siva weapon, and Axis empowered 3 guardians in the fight. Teams thought that the platforms at the back were the strategy to kill him.
Where am I looking?
We should all get on one. We should all get on
No,
one.
I think for 17 months.
Get on one.
That's my bad.
4 of them. Please, get on. A rubber.
There's no one for me.
I have it.
Oh, did we shoot him now? No, he's still immune.
But that was not it. Then they thought that only empowered people could break the shield. But that wasn't it either. Then it was found that bombs were the way to break the shield.
Throw the bomb at him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Let's go. Yes, at him. Go. There we go. DPS.
There you go. Nice.
Oh wait, where'd he go?
Center. Straight by the middle. Can we DPS?
We can use actually the cannons. Yo, DPS.
Yeah. DPS here. Oh no. Where is he?
It's activated. Extermination protocol. Get back. Under the Zords, under the Zords. Oh no,
They're gone. They're not there.
They just...
What happened?
No.
Okay, how do we... Try shooting him. Try shooting him. No? We got like no damage.
But
Okay.
not enough damage was done, and those platforms at the back were gone. The key to damage was accidentally discovered by Modern Tryhard.
Alright. Right side.
Oh, stun him. You press. Lol.
You jump on top of it?
Lol.
You
There
jump
we
on
go.
top of them. All right, let's go.
Shoot it.
Oh, modern.
Quickly, guys. We have to do this here.
Oh, yeah.
Italian's gonna figure this out soon.
Modern jumped on Axis's back for the stun with the empowered buff, which allowed for Axis to be in place for a time until he teleported for another stun. The key to this is that every single empowered buff will rotate, so everybody needs to be ready for a stun on each side. One empowered player must be on the left side, with one in the middle and one on the right. So if I didn't have the buff on left and it rotates to me after a teammate stuns him in the middle, then I get to call out empowered left and be ready to stun. If you're not empowered, then this will happen.
I'm turning off this screen.
Teleported. Don't
Alright, right
All right,
side.
middle, don't shoot.
Quick, go, Modern, go.
Don't shoot at him, guys.
I can't get it. I don't have
Because
it.
you guys shot at him. Alright.
You guys shot at him, yeah.
The back platforms were used as safety from the wipe mechanic Axis had, so you could have a total of 5 times for damage, but 4 was probably the most it was going to take. The key to max damage on day 1 was to use the cannons and hold the trigger for more burst damage on them. So many wipes and fails. So many times both teams came close to each other at the end of this race, but only one team could grab the finale.
Went away. Oh my god. What?
Yeah.
No.
This way.
Got one on him.
Yeah, that's 2 phases. Let's go.
What? Yeah, pick ammo.
Where's he going? He's middle. Whoever's middle.
He's in mid. Who's in mid?
Jim.
Yeah. Hey, that's on him?
Hold X. You have to hold X.
I didn't have a...
Someone shot him. Wipe.
Why did I shoot him?
Oh, dude.
Oh, we took
We're
too
gonna
long.
die.
This one.
Bad. Yeah,
Don't-
just
don't-
wipe,
just
wipe.
Took too
Somebody
long.
f***ed up really bad, dude.
Your
I'm empowered.
Wait.
I'm gonna hold
Okay, there we go. He's going right.
He's right. Go.
Gotta get up
That
on
is
me.
Gigs.
No,
Brother
what?
Gigs.
He's empowered on the right. Who is...
Yeah,
that's why I was saying we need to put one person on. I was going back mid, yes.
Just don't jump the gun and shoot him, guys.
We know how to do it now.
We got this.
Clean run.
We've got it. We've got it. Focus. We've got this shit.
Yeah,
We've got
potato.
this shit.
In ready. Where's Italian?
Yeah, going.
Too late.
See, you got... You
Yeah, we have to be
cannot
right on
have
the
to
spawn.
stay in the same spot, man. You cannot move.
Finally, after a back and forth battle for the ages, one team came out on top.
Hell yeah, dude.
You can do damage. Damage him.
It's still density.
Shoot his face. Kill him. Shoot his face. Come on.
Yes.
Let's go! Woo! Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude.
Oh my god! I've never been more proud of people in video games before. Let's go, dude!
You guys are done 100%, right?
Mission,
Yes!
Mission complete.
Wasn't
another? I lost mine.
Didn't Vinny randomly get it at one point?
Alright, well, I want to take a quick bathroom break because we already lost it. So just...
Is it confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed. Redeem got it. Be right back.
Who's on Redeem?
Congrats to them. Tifu and them. Be right back.
Oh.
Team Redeem, in the fastest time a raid had ever been finished in Destiny 1, with a time of just over 2 hours, was victorious at last. After losing the world's first hard mode King's Fall, they were just hungry for this win and proved it on the biggest stage in the fastest fashion. A team made up of at the time speedrunners really did live up to the speedrunning name, as the team of Modern Tryhard, Flesh Crunch, PVT Nuclear, Magnetic Rubber.
Wait, I like how he's saying these names, and it's just like it's popping up in the complete wrong order. I'm like, wait, that's not Flesh Crunch.
Error and Tifu on Sneed's account came home with a W. Redeem had some moments like this.
Cannon, I'm grabbing cannon.
Right.
Help me out, Magna.
Oh my god.
You're pushing
Fine, it's only the first round. Solar
Alright,
right
stop
side.
arguing, stop arguing. Come on, let's go.
Middle, void.
kid, dude.
Stop arguing. Come on, shut the up. Let's go.
Your ego out your ass. Honestly. Both of you.
But they pushed through, and it was
Damn.
that moment right there which changed the team from having a
roar, baby.
hierarchy to everybody being on the same
Thanks for the
level.
20 months, Will.
When I reached out to Flesh Crunch for some words about this run, he just said that the stars aligned, and everything worked out perfectly. Tier 1 was not at all far behind, and their prep still landed them second place in this raid race, with Team Rare Drop ending pretty far behind both. Math Class, or Prime Guard at the time, finished about 14th on this list as well. Making this raid race quick, sure, but still very, very difficult. So that was the world's first raid race, but there's so much more to explore with the raid, including controversy, secrets, extras, loot, challenges, and replayability. This is widely considered one of, if not the best raid Destiny has ever had, and it's only fitting that every element must hit that mark too. How about we start with the controversy first?
Oh boy.
Number one portion of controversy here was the idea that this raid was considered bad because of how fast it was cleared. But that couldn't be further from the truth. That's like
Literally,
considering
people's
Crota to be a better
favorite
raid
raid.
because it took longer. Makes no sense to me. The other piece of controversy was laid down in the hard mode raid, which changed up a few things like Vossic's monitors now having more health and taking more damage, and only being one of 3 large monitors instead of all the options of small monitors, to having to slide indoors on Vossic, enemy health and no revives being allowed, 6 charges dropping per throw on Vossic's shield, the siege engine having a spider tank to kill now too, Axis phase 1 having these turrets which shoot you, and oh my god, get away from me, kid! And Axis taking more balls to break the shield and having more health.
What?
Let's back it up to the controversy though.
Oh my head, oh my god.
Right there, siege engine. This is what hard mode became synonymous for as the world's first hard mode speedrun to first place, which Redeem was in the lead for, was crushed by one thing happening.
Yeah, this is a classic.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense, because we have less ammo with G-Horn. I mean, I guess for the armor part it does. But
I'm just 390 spec. I mean, it's up to you. What do you guys want to do? I can either do heat.
Wait, we have 2 less G-Horn than you guys are gonna have, so I mean, I'm down for whatever though. I feel like Razor is gonna be better here though, because it's gonna stun the captains. Dark Drinker, you're just gonna be swinging at him for like a couple seconds without stun at all.
I still think G-Horn does. I'm gonna keep G-Horn for now and see how it works.
I don't even have Razor on me.
I don't want to get like baked.
What?
No. How?
Push too far forward.
Too fast, dude.
Are you kidding me?
They went too fast. What a great design, dude. Yeah, that's the thing. If you jump down too fast, it wipes you.
What?
Are you kidding me, Bungie?
They lost world's first because of this.
A bug which was a part of the raid where if you went ahead of the ship before it reached the end and fell off, would wipe your whole team, since the game thought you were in a kill zone for some reason
basically
and
almost
hadn't
ride it down.
loaded the next portions of the raid. This right here is what garnered the attention of people who focused on the hard mode raid, and what would crush Redeem into 3rd place on hard mode instead of 1st place, which was won by Clan... I don't know how to pronounce this.
It's a German team, right?
Busfarer. God, I hope I said that right. With the Legend himself clan led by Slayerridge coming in 2nd place. A bug which decided the world's first hard mode race. I pray that a bug doesn't decide a world's first ever again.
Nah, that wouldn't happen. Nah.
But we
Don't
will
be
have
ridiculous.
to see. Overall, hard mode was a blast with the light level cap now being 400 on it, and most teams going in at 385, with the world's first race teams going in at about 400. Hard mode came with some serious loot though, and matter of fact, normal mode did too, with some great systems in place that made the loot refreshing, farmable, and intrinsic. The first encounter had a normal chest at the end with exotics able to be had, then a secret chest up on the left side of the first jumping puzzle with hidden Siva nanites spread throughout. Vosic had the shotgun, Quantaplasm, a nice high impact, high range shotguns with a couple of intrinsic perks. Number 1, Whirlwind's Curse, which is actually on all of the weapons, did bonus damage to Fallen, and number 2, Battle Runner / Running Interference. Battle Runner gave you more sprint speed after getting a kill, but Running Interference worked to give you armor when Battle Runner was active. This right here is something that this raid did on every single weapon, and to my knowledge, no other raid has ever done this. Take a normal perk that's in the game and double down on it for the raid weapons, like Ether Nova, the fusion rifle from this raid, which came with Army of One, which gave reduced grenade and melee cooldown on unassisted kills, and 2-for-1, which doubled the effectiveness of Army of One. Once again, I want to stress how great this idea is for raid weapons. Give the players a reason to do the raid without completely breaking the game like in Vault of Glass by making the weapons have no competition. Vosic also had normal mode boots, which came with a perk In Your Element, which gave you increased agility while holding the cannons, being something very important for challenges that we will touch on later. Vosic also had some new additions to hard mode loot, which included the sidearm Zeal Vector, which had reactive reload, or as we know it now in Destiny 2, kill clip, where after a kill and reload you were given increased damage. But part 2 of the perk was quick reaction, which gave speed during reactive reload. Hard mode also dropped the fan favorite high impact sniper Ex Machina, which had the perk Spray and Play to reload the magazine fast when it was empty, and part 2, the perk which gave it more ammo in the mag if you reloaded with Spray and Play. One thing Vosic had this whole time in normal mode and hard mode was something from the previous encounter too: Siva Key Fragments. Siva Key Fragments are materials used to reroll perks from Wrath of the Machine weapons and armor. 10 of these can also be consumed.
Dude, it was a summoning salt retweet, man. What do you want
which
from me?
opens Siva caches in the Wrath of the Machine raid for another shot at loot or just materials like strange coins and motes of light. This system is exactly what is needed going forward in raids, and with the new Prophecy Dungeon and old Destiny 2 raids allowing for farmable loot, it seems like Bungie is finally pulling out of their old playbook. Now, on to the next set of rooms to the Siege Engine, where there was not one, but 2 exotic chests, and at the Siege Engine is really where we had our best armor piece in the game, Gauntlets, which drop with the perk Scavenger's Boon, which were like Ruined Wings on steroids, and dropped more heavy ammo from fallen enemies dying, which basically meant heavy ammo everywhere at once, or none at all for what felt like years.
Yep.
Either way, this was widely considered the best armor piece from this raid, and with the key fragments to re-roll, it meant min-maxing as best as you could. This encounter also had the normal mode rocket Sound and Fury, which shared the same perks as the sniper Ex Machina for a big magazine of ammo. And we had the chest piece, which had the perk Bomb Disposal Shield, so you took half damage while carrying a charge. Once again, making challenges we will touch on later that much more doable. Hard mode Siege Engine also came with the machine gun IF Materia, which came with triple tap, so every third bullet headshot returned a shot to the magazine, and the second perk on here, which was called Triple Double, so every time triple tap activated, a second bullet was returned too. Now there was another chest to scavenge in the pipes, and absolutely nothing at all in this giant room. Nope, nothing. Axis Phase 1 had the Artifact and Ghost, which I guess both look cool, but were just stat boosters mostly. Axis Phase 2 had the real remaining meat with the Auto Rifle, which came with Focus Fire, so it could slow down bullets for high impact shots, and once again it had a Part 2, which added Firefly to explode heads on Focus Fire headshot kills. The next weapon is really a staple of this raid and was used widely by many: the Chaos Dogma, which was a scout rifle high impact with extended mag for more ammo, triple tap, and yes, that part 2 that was on IF Materia, triple double, which basically added double triple tap. So this thing could fire for a very long time. The final piece for normal mode was a helmet which had the perk Ellis Skinny Immunity, so picking up an orb made Fallen do less damage. Pretty solid, but not as good as the rest of the gear. Hard mode introduced the Steel Medulla, a pulse rifle with high impact and full auto so you could hold the trigger, and Sign of 4, which was the part 2 of the perk. Basically landing 3 bursts made the 4th burst do extra damage. Finally, the last weapon from the raid was the hand cannon, which I can remember everyone being hyped about, and it was good, just not great. Fever and Remedy, which had reactive reload, and the part 2 was increased agility while reactive reload was active. There was a couple more neat rewards like the Axis Core, which could be turned in for Glimmer and Vanguard Reputation, the Nano Phoenix, which was an incredibly rare and beautiful ship, an Ice and Fire token so you could open up the other side of the Iron Temple and get a Siva cluster on the top, the class items, which, you know, just look pretty cool, the shader, and of course, the guaranteed perfected ornament to trick out your hard mode gear. There was some extras like having a full set of armor to unlock the shaders as well as the emblem for completion. But wait, we're forgetting one important weapon, the exotic quest, the weapon that perfected Destiny, or in this case, put Destiny into its prime, Outbreak Prime. A weapon made up of Siva and stashed away deep into the raid, which took the Destiny community months to figure out the secret. I have a whole video dedicated to this weapon and its legacy already, but this one started with a bug spread through the whole community, much like, well, I won't say it for fear of... And then codes gathered to a website called Owl Sector, which then housed an ARG puzzle for the community to solve. This puzzle shot out a map of that giant Rasputin server room with numbers on the sides so you knew which canister corresponded to which code. But to even get started, the community had to find monitors around the raid, from Bosic, on the way to Siege Engine, underneath the Siege Engine, and then into the binary code reading room and coordinate a path to open the chest, which guaranteed an exotic, an emblem, and the second to last monitor.
Open.
Come on, baby. Do it. I know you want it.
Yeah.
Oh! It's opening! Yep. It's open! It's open!
This way.
Oh my god, it's open.
Look, don't touch anything, don't touch anything.
It's open.
In there.
I think this is the entrance.
Yeah, it's right in there. We're letting Brandon turn on this monitor.
Woo! Yeah, right, like I can get in there, come on.
I expected to split. He just falls straight down.
Okay, go. Get in there, turn that thing on.
Why are there 2 sets of music going on right now?
Nope. Oh, there it is!
There it is. There it is.
It's on.
The final of which monitors was underneath Axis after you beat him, and unlocked all the lasers that were normally blocking the path so players could open the chest and start their puzzles. Fun fact, this is where Team Prime Guard actually changed their names to Math Class because of the math that Dado, Leopard, Watts, and the crew did to solve the Outbreak Prime puzzle and get one of the best exotic primaries in the game, and one that would return triumphant in Destiny 2. Outbreak was to be the gold standard of exotic quests and push the narrative of what first-person shooters could truly be by a mile, and added to the legacy of this raid further by having an exotic quest that required some serious commitment by the community. Speaking of commitment, let's talk about Challenge Mode and Age of Triumph.
Face them once more. Teach them fear.
Who's that?
The final update, which not only made all the old raids have high power loot, but also gave challenges and triumphs to all the record books in the game. The challenges netted ornaments for the gear, as well as adept primary weapons for Arc, Solar, and Void variants. It also netted some sweet emblems and shaders too. For Wrath, the challenges were in Vosic to use all the locked doors, but destroy the locks with bombs instead of your weapons, that drop during the DPS phase of Vosic. Which sounds fun, but I would argue that this challenge was actually weak because it made you kill Vosic in 3 phases to use all the bombs to destroy all the locks on the doors, slowing players down who were looking for a challenge, and kind of counterproductive. The next challenge was the Siege Engine, which... Wait, actually there's no challenge here, other than a record book triumph for finishing it fast, but the only remaining challenge was not Axis Phase 1, but Axis Phase 2, which utilized a mechanic we haven't even discussed yet, but has been present since the beginning of the raid, and that is the empowered plates. When Axis is teleporting for damage, players will notice that there's glowing red plates on all 3 sides of the room. If you are empowered and you see a red plate, this will give you a prompt to slam that plate, and this will empower everyone with a full supercharge if done in time, and is a massive asset and a perfect optional mechanic for every part of this encounter, except challenge mode, which made you utilize them, so I guess those were really just saved for challenge mode the whole time. The key was to stand in the middle of where Axis would teleport and where the plate was to be for the empowered buff. I remember on my own day 1 raid arguing with a teammate about those plates and if they meant anything for so long that a friend of mine fell asleep while we were still game planning. I seriously love this mechanic though, as it gives players an option to bait the boss with supers like Atheon had with Time's Vengeance, and it lets players who do the raid on a weekly basis to have a tool to speed it up and maximize the efficiency. And if people aren't as ready for it, they can slowly learn and eventually figure out this mechanic and utilize it to their advantage. I think all raids could take notes more from optional mechanics going forward that benefit players, but I could see where this could also confuse a lot of the people raiding, just like my friend who fell asleep. So those were the challenges Bungie put in for this raid, and overall I would call it a success, with Axis maybe being the hardest challenge Bungie has ever put into the game, since it required every single player to coordinate and be on top of everything. Something not common to Destiny, which always had hero moments where some players could carry the weight of the team. Here's something interesting I want to briefly touch on though, but that I am saving for a massive video down the line, and that is modern day Wrath of the Machine, which has seen some insane accomplishments like solo Axis,
Yes! Oh my god, yes! 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 Yes!
solo Siege Engine,
Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Oh my god! We did it! No way! Oh my god!
and as of the beginning of 2020, solo Vosic, which nobody thought was possible to get enough damage to kill the boss.
Bro, who's that
but
idiot
one
yelling,
player
dude?
spent
What the hell
years
is that?
on this very challenge.
Go back? Dude, you act like I didn't do this, bro. By the way, the only reason I did this This is like the only solo thing I've ever cared about. The only reason I did this is because people said it wasn't possible without a macro. And I knew that it was. But people refused to believe it. Until I started getting close, and they're like, okay.
Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Oh my god!
And in order to obviously mitigate people thinking I'm cheating, put on a hand cam. I literally... You know what's fucking hilarious about this? Wait, was this... What did I do? I think I used to, like... I had my webcam, like, tilted over the edge of my desk, and then I think I, like, set, like, a fucking book on top of it or something so it could point downwards. It was, like, the most sketch setup ever.
We did it! No way! Oh my god!
And as of the beginning of 2020, solo Vosic, which nobody thought was possible to get enough damage to kill the boss. But one player spent years on this very challenge.
This is hella impressive. He really was dedicated to this, more than anything I've ever seen in Destiny, really. Yeah, years. The only reason this is possible, was because of this rocket. This rocket has a perk on it that gives you 15% extra damage to Fallen. And it was just barely enough to squeeze it out. I think they have better strats now where it's not required, but... It's just a lot of, like, reload cancel firing. So, dude, I tried to get that rocket so many times, I couldn't get it. I gave up. Boom. Those reload cancels were nasty.
I think the glory of this raid is in the fact that people still run it every week to this day.
Yep.
Teams are still speed running it to this day.
Yep.
And people are always looking for creative new ways to dunk on this raid. The Destiny community is capable of some insane challenges, but this raid giving players freedom to tackle challenges is what makes it special. So, now let me give my final critique on this raid. I think this raid is the best raid that Destiny 1 has to offer. It's fast-paced, requires in-your-face gameplay like swords and shotguns to be the most efficient, has a large skill gap that any player can jump into and become better at on multiple playthroughs, lets the player experiment in a multitude of ways. Like, for example, it was only brought to my attention not too long ago that swords are not the best option for axis damage like I thought for a long time, but instead cluster bomb rockets and thermite grenades for Titan with melting point, and that's because axis crit points are on every single leg, so a cluster bomb rocket will hit all of them at once. Same with the well-placed thermite grenade. There's also many ways to approach Vosic too, like the sniper or rocket bake on him, or you can just bait out a slam and stun him with final round shotguns for extra damage and a one-phase kill. One thing I like about a lot of these raids in Destiny 1 is that one-phases aren't easy either, like I find most to be in Destiny 2, and they require a lot of thought, a lot of coordination to pull off, but they're still possible, and I think I like that a lot. Siege Engine can have players doing some wild stuff too, like bringing the chest to the beginning, having players get on the ship early, and having players hyperspeed to the ship, and more. I mean, who knows what's out there. I think Axis speaks for himself with how great the fight truly is. I think no raid loot can really compare to Vault of Glass, but this raid is really what we're looking for. It's just a bit better than the rest of the game without being game breaking, and the gear of course looks tremendous and has some standout perks. The bottom line of this raid is that it involves the whole team, and no job is boring compared to another. There's no stand on plates and wait for one teammate to carry. There's never a dull moment. The raid is about in your face, fast combat, and it delivered on every bit of hype it was expected to generate. Overall, this, to me, is the raid that perfected Destiny. tied it up nicely in a bow, and completed the full package of what the game had to offer. I think it's also the only raid that if it came back, I'd be just as excited to hop back into. But we're gonna have to wait for years for that dream to come true, and I cannot wait for what Beyond Light has to offer for us. The new raid I hope delivers in every way and blows me out of the water. So let me leave this question for you. What was your favorite raid from Destiny 1? Also, should I make a video ranking the raids now that we've gone through all of them? Even if you haven't played the raids, which out of the videos would you be the most excited to play? Drop me a comment here or talk to me on my Twitch channel at Evanf1997. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, all of you, anyways, thanks.
What? Later, dude!
Goodbye, Nexus.
Be real. I always fuck this up, because no good is always putting this pressure on me, dude. Wait, that's it? There's no more than this.
This is why he has enough in his name.
No!
3 houses.
He deserved that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Maybe. Oh God! Why? Wait, we got. There's 2 dead still.
What are you doing? How the fuck are you dying when you're already on it?
You exist.
That was the funniest thing I remember about D1 is like when people try and teabag you on Shade Step Hunter, but they would just Shade Step. Like you just couldn't teabag.
And I ended up shade stepping.
Hau rein. Junge, dein Ernst?
What? What is she so mad about? What?
Dein Ernst? Junge,
What the fuck is she saying, bro?
dein Ernst?
So they're missing the slam?
It's 3 symbols, 3 houses. 3.
Where? I have never seen this clip before. That's fucking gold, bro. Oh. Chat, what do you guys want to do tomorrow, bro? I don't know what to do tomorrow.